los días en los que Connie jugaba en la ABA. Nos iremos hasta las finales de la ABA del 68. La serie enfrentaba a los Pittsburgh Pippers y a los New Orleans Bucaneers. Después de jugar 4 años con los Globetrotters, Connie Hawkins volvió a la competición. Estaba preparado para la NBA, pero la puerta que se le abrió en 1967 fue la de la Liga ABA, una competición que se iba a disputar por primera vez. Connie fue una de las principales atracciones y uno de los responsables de que los Pittsburgh Pippers llegaran a la final. Para ver lo que ocurrió nos sumergimos en nuestro archivo. Había que buscar algo que ocurrió hace más de 3 décadas. Una vez más me quedé sorprendida de que encontrásemos el duelo entre los Pippers y los New Orleans Bucaneers de Doug Moore y Larry Brown.
Game 6 was a must for the Pippers. Lose this one, and there'd be no tomorrow. Would a healthy Hawkins make the difference? Could his knee take the punishment? Game 6 provided a positive answer on both counts. Hawkins could and would make the difference. Taped and braced, the Hawk played the full 48 minutes and ran in 41 points to lead the Pippers to a 118-112 win. Here he is from long range. But for nearly 3 quarters, the New Orleans club appeared headed for the ABA championship. A tremendous second period for the Bucks almost turned the game into a rout as they racked up 40 points. Here's Red Robbins. Doug Moe. Robbins again. Here's Jimmy Jones on a steal. Driving around Washington for 2. And a tip in by the Redhead. At the half, it was 72-59. The Buccaneers sitting on a 13-point lead. But the cushion didn't last. Handicapped by fouls, Jimmy Jones and Larry Brown had to play loose against the ABA's best offensive machine. And the Pippers took full advantage of it, closing the gap and then forging ahead. This is Art Heyman on a driving layup. Charlie Williams. And Jim Jarvis. Final score in Game 6, 118-112. As the Pippers, backs to the wall, and forced to play catch-up basketball, did just that and scored a tremendous victory. So it came down to one last game, a final 48 minutes, a final confrontation between the best in the West and the best in the East. And this game would be played on the Pippers' home court, the Pittsburgh Civic Arena. Game number 7, the evening of May 4th, and 11,457 Pittsburgh fans were on hand to see the Pippers play the kind of basketball they play best, the run-and-shoot game. And next come the Pro-Keds. The Pippers broke out on top, and after the first few minutes, it was obvious this was the Pitt offense that had made a shambles of the ABA, the offense that had swept through the Eastern Division playoffs, losing just one game. Here's Tom Washington breaking the ice. Doug Moe on an 18-foot jumper. Loose ball, and Heyman leading a 3-on-1 fast break. Williams, and he's fouled by Brown. Williams again, this time from the outside. At the 12-minute mark, it was the Pipers in front by 4. New Orleans came right back in the second quarter and cut the lead to 2 with this basket by Jimmy Jones. The Pipers matched it by Jarvis. And then a blindingly fast steal by Heyman. Number 12 again, all alone under the New Orleans basket. Even the fine shooting of Jimmy Jones wasn't enough to head off the Pipers' running game. And by halftime, the Pipers had surged to a 67-55 lead. Nor did the 20-minute intermission cool off the Pittsburgh club. Vaughn started the second half with a 3-pointer as the Pipers continued to open up their lead, and at one time in the third period had forged a 20-point cushion. Hawkins misses, but Washington was there. The Buccaneers weren't finished yet, and sparked by Jimmy Jones and Doug Moe, the Bucks began to come back. Here's Jones, wide open. Moe on a jumper from about 12 feet. And again, this time over Heyman. Hawkins trying to play keep away. Jones steals and Robbins cashes it. New Orleans on the attack. Larry Brown bringing it up. And Brown pumps from the top of the key. Charlie Williams matches it. And here's Brown again. But at the quarter, the Pipers still held a commanding lead, 102-86. The Buccaneers rallied in the final period. Robbins scoring here. But the Pittsburgh lead was too big. Though they closed the gap to 5 points 3 different times in the final period, the Bucks didn't quite have enough. This is Heyman, and the Pipers were able to spurt ahead each time. Larry Brown on a steal. This was the deciding game of the ABA championship. It was a game the Pipers couldn't lose, a game they wouldn't lose. This is Heyman on a fast break. In the end, it was the Pittsburgh speed that won it. Charlie Williams leading all scorers with 35 points. Hawkins finishing with 20. Doug Moe, while playing a great game against Hawkins, finished with 28. Final score, the 7th and deciding game of the ABA championship, Pittsburgh 122, New Orleans 113. It took the full 7 games, and though the outcome had been in doubt several times, the Pipers finally proved what they had known all along, that they were indeed the best in the ABA.
Los Pittsburgh Pipers se hicieron con el primer título de la ABA y Connie fue el primer MVP de la liga. En todo caso, los aficionados de Pittsburgh no pudieron saborear durante mucho tiempo el triunfo, ya que la franquicia se trasladó al año siguiente a Minnesota. Hawkins jugaría un año más en la ABA antes de dar el salto definitivo a la NBA. Seguiremos contándote su historia, pero antes tenemos que hacerte una pregunta sobre un tocayo de Connie.
best center in the league. He can step out and shoot the jumper. He has 20 moves down low. He's soft-spoken, never talks trash, always plays hard, and he's just a class act off the court. He's a great player. If I was to be compared to any center now, I would love to be compared to Hakeem, because he's just the best.
En 1969, Connie Hawkins pudo por fin actuar en el escenario más importante, en la NBA. En su primera temporada con los Phoenix Suns, Connie demostró rápidamente que era uno de los mejores de la liga. Logró una media de 25 puntos y 10 rebotes y fue elegido para defender los colores del equipo de la Conferencia Oeste en el All-Star. Ahora nos vamos a ir al partido de las estrellas de 1970. Estamos en Filadelfia y la narración es de Chris Hinkle y Jack Toyman.
From the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's the 20th annual NBA All-Star Basketball Game, featuring the outstanding players from the Eastern Division taking on the extraordinary players of the Western Division. That's right, they're all here. Robertson, West, Baylor, Havlicek, Willis Reed. You'll be seeing them play momentarily.
And now the starters for the West. At forward, playing in his 11th All-Star game, the #2 scorer in the history of the NBA with over 22,000 points, the captain of the Lakers, Elgin Baylor. His running mate at forward, the leading scorer of the Phoenix Suns, playing in his first All-Star game at